Welcome back, everybody. Just Mike here. Today we have a cute little wind-up clock, and evidently I'm going to guess it plays music, and it has a little ballerina in it also. Anyway, let me show you this clock, and the only thing I know about it, it was made in Germany, it says. So this is the clock. The hands and dots around each of the numbers glow in the dark. It's had tape on here, which I don't know. It's almost like it's been melded in to the clock. This clock was wound down, but when I wound it up, it wouldn't do anything. So we're going to take this thing apart and see what the problem might be. So right here it says made in Germany. It says stop there, and then there's a music sign. And then on this, there's an arrow. Right now it's pointing towards the music. It's not doing anything one way or another. This here shows an arrow to spin this away, and it has a music sign. So this here is how you wind up the music. This here, I would guess, because it doesn't say anything, it says, or it has an arrow that you turn it this way. So I'm sure that's to wind up the movement. And this here is to set the time, and the knob that belongs here is missing. That there's to set the alarm, and right through here is minus and plus, and that's to speed or slow down your clock depending whether it's running too fast or not. This here clock is also made out of bakelite, I think they call it. It feels like a plastic clock. This screw looks like it might have been put in too tight. I see a crack forming there. But anyway, let's go ahead and wind these things backwards so we can start taking this thing apart. This knob here should, and I see a split in it, so it, yep, just pulls right off. And it does have a square shaft, so that way it's strong on here. This one here almost looks like it's supposed to be like a key wind, but this one doesn't fit it. If I wanted to screw it on, it just slides right in. This one here, I would guess you'd pull it off. And it also has a washer down below on that one. And now it looks like I just need to take the screws out. And now it's ticking, and it sounds like it's trying to play the music. Anyway, we're going to take just these 4 screws out, hoping we can get it out, and all of those will be maybe holding the movement. This clock might only need to be oiled, because it is pretty much a sealed unit, but it depends if this clock has never been worked on before, oiled or whatever. It might need cleaning because the oil became gummy and then just froze the clock up. They say you could possibly get your clocks running again just by oiling them, but you got to remember, they also say that's a temporary fix, because when you oil it, it does loosen everything up, but as it loosens more and more, the gummy dried up oil starts to, let's say, flake off or whatever into the oil, and it just gets thicker and thicker and then stops running all together. This here is a plastic cover that goes over the dial, and plastic cover that goes over the gal that dances. You can see the music box is trying to play. It is going around. Let me help it a little bit more, maybe. It's so light when it plays. I don't know what this is for. This screw here looks like it's supposed to be screwed into this, and it's not quite there. I'm only guessing now. This could be something a little bit more different. Need a smaller screwdriver. This here is like it's a weight that comes down and is supposed to catch in here. Oh, I see. I got it upside down. This is what causes the platform to move up and down to make the dancer dance. And the clock was ticking. There it is. So I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and take this apart so I can at least get to the movement and oil it. Like I say, they do say that if these things stop, you should take them apart. And we're going to look and see just how clean this is also. But I could be shooting myself in the foot for not taking it apart and just giving it a little bit of lube. Oil. I would also say possibly the music box would be louder once it's in a case. That doesn't help. And this platform, like I say, it jumps up and down, and she's supposed to touch, her legs touch the bottom of the floor, and that's what causes her to spin around. So let's try to pull these hands off. You have to be careful with this. It's already got a little bit of scarring or something on here, but I need to get that off of there. I can't tell if there's a washer underneath there, so I can slip between the brass and the washer or what. So I have to play with that a few minutes. That's exactly what it was, is a washer underneath here. And at the moment I mean, we'll take the dial off. It's got a taper pin here. Taper pin over here. Taper pin here. You see a little bit of rust on the back that doesn't necessarily concern me. That hole, besides the round hole, that's where it falls in, I guess, and so this here is what is for the alarm on the clock. And this is already, let's say, off. And this here, black, is what sets off, either shuts off the music or lets it play. So I think I'm only going to take the 3 screws out that hold the movement in for now. And I might be able to slide in there with a little bit of oil to help the music box out. I'm looking at this music box and this one tooth is broke off. But looking over here, the last one is never used, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off and see if I can loosen this and move it over, but still keep my distance away from the drum so it will still play. And if I can move it over, then technically speaking, maybe the tunes would be off a little bit, but at least it would be, I guess, playing. I don't know, let's find out. Let me take this off first, which is only the 2 smaller screws there. Taking it off all the way because the broken one is hitting into the frame and not allowing me to move it over. We're not hitting close enough. And it might be because the screws won't allow me to get close enough. So realistically, I guess, I don't know how far down that is being wound. Let me oil this inner part here, and we'll put a winder on there. Sounds like it wound down quite a ways. So it sounds like that part's going to work. So you can put this back on so she can raise up and down. I'm thinking if I can get this out, I don't know if I can or not. I was kind of hoping I could get it out and shine it up more, but it is shiny. It just it's not that I consider the happiest, but it does work. Now to get our taper pins back in. Kind of like I said, this here to me doesn't matter. Because I can't turn the knob that adjusts the alarm. So I'm just going to set it back on there unless I happen to find a knob that'll fit on here. I can't really do too much about it. And when I want to play the alarm, I'll just turn the knob and make it play. Like I say, there's a glow in the dark. If I can make it glow with what light we have. And now I'll go ahead and clean these before I put them back in. They're just a little bit dirty, but not any big deal. But like I say, I'm going to clean them. This does, because it's plastic and running on its face a little bit, it does have some scuffing there, but I'm not concerned about that either, because you can see right through it. Get pieces in there, so I can just take this and drop it in without fighting everything. So now I can put my 4 screws back in and get my knobs and whatnot back on. And it's no biggie, I kind of forgot to show you. Right here is where you adjust the speed in case the clock's going too fast or too slow. And I was looking and I was thinking, I don't even see it. Well, when I had it apart, it's actually way down there. And you need to take a toothpick or something to catch that lever that is actually coming up this way, and then move it slightly one way or another in order to adjust it for the speed. I almost want to say possibly this clock might have been for a little girl or whatever, and kids like poking things in holes, and there's a hole, but luckily they can't mess with this clock too much. That's my story. So I got back together. Like I say, the case looks like it had glue or something spilled on it and was kind of eating the case. Let me turn this around until our music hits, because I don't even know what time the music would hit. Oh, do I have it? Yep. And so for a different clock and an alarm clock, it's kind of a cute clock, especially for a little girl as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, hopefully you appreciate this video. Give me a thumbs up, I appreciate that. And don't forget to subscribe, like I always say, because it's free. And until next time, God bless.